gotta get her phone so I can read the questions. I'm okay. Maybe a little crooked. Oh well, we'll live, right? Hey gang, how's it going? And I saw a video by one of my favorite YouTubers. Her name is Donelda. I'll link her down below. And she did a tag, and it is called, I can't even remember what it's called, like Little Bit of Everything tag. Let's see. Yes. I always like tags, and I like to do tags because it reminds me of the MySpace days when I used to answer like the 500 question tag and hope that like all my friends would go through and read all my tags. But like, of course they didn't. So anyways, let's get on with the video and with the questions. Question number 1, do you keep up with the Kardashians? Not really. Sorry. Not sorry. Question number 2, if you could have an old muscle car, which one would you choose? Easy. 1964 Chevy 2 Nova. Whether it's a convertible or a hardtop or that doesn't matter to me so much, but it has to be a 2-door because that's cooler. And color-wise, ooh, I'd probably do like one of my favorite autumn colors. Maybe like a red-orange color, because how many of y'all seen a red-orange 1964 Nova driving around? Number 3, do you curse like a sailor when the camera isn't rolling? No, not really. Like if I'm feeling heated about something and I'm talking to someone about it, I'll throw out some cuss words, I'm not gonna lie. If your significant other gave you a hall pass, would you use it? Be honest. Okay, first off, my husband wouldn't give me a hall pass, and I would hope that he would not give me a hall pass, because I would assume that if he gave me a hall pass, he would be hoping for one himself. Does that make sense? Hypothetically speaking, I know that's how we're talking. I think that's a stupid question, to be honest. Number 5. What is one thing you do that you hate to admit? One thing I do that I hate to... I have to like sit and think about that, because there's so many. Sometimes I let the dishes sit in the sink for far too long, and I will let them sit there until they stink because I hate doing the dishes. So I've been trying to be better at that, honestly. Number 6, do you really brush your teeth in the morning and at night? Be honest. Yes, I do. And floss. Flossing's crucial, y'all. Believe me. Voice of experience. My brother's a dentist and he can speak for me. Right, bro? Number 7, what is your go-to drink at Starbucks? Well, I don't drink coffee. But I guess if there was a go-to drink for me at Starbucks, it would probably be hot chocolate, because there's a little Starbucks kiosk at the grocery store here, and I will grab a hot chocolate on like really cold days. Number 8, is your current hair color your real hair color? Yes and no. Yes, up here in the roots, this is my natural hair color. I don't know, I can't really tell from the viewfinder. About an inch or 2 down from the roots. This is all color and highlight. Number 9, if you could swap bodies with someone, who would it be and why? That would be Shakira, because I would want to know how it feels to be the hottest woman in the world. She is so incredibly, she is the only woman that I will call hot, because she is. That's all I gotta say. Her hips don't lie. Number 10, have you ever read 50 Shades of Grey? If so, what did you think? No, I have not read or watched 50 Shades of Grey. I have seen that picture that was floating around, especially around Halloween time, of that one man who made a 50 Shades of Grey Halloween costume, and I thought that was epic. That was so epic I actually sent it to a friend. I thought that was pretty funny. Number 11, do you crack your knuckles? Not a lot. Like, you know, like when you're writing and you feel the cramp in your thumb, you know, like I'll do that. But or if I feel like, you know, my wrist needs a crack or something like that, then that's when I'll do a knuckle crack. But other than that, no. Number 12, have you accidentally text messaged someone something you were supposed to be sending your special someone? Yes. I have done that only once, and that was 2 weeks ago, and it was a text I sent to my son's friend's mom, whom I just got her number, and we had been texting earlier that day about having a play day, and so when I opened up my text, I just assumed it was already open to my husband's texting conversation, and so I texted her something. And she hasn't texted me since then. Number 13, have you ever created a fake profile to creep on someone? No, I have not done that. Thanks. Number 14, which is your weakness, cookies or pastry? Okay, going back to 13, would anyone ever admit that they would do that on social media? That's what I would like to know. Would someone sit here and go, oh yeah, I did. I created a fake profile. Anyways. Back to 14. What is your weakness, cookies or pastries? I would probably go with cookies. Pastries are up there, but cookies I think are just a smidgen above pastries. Number 15, what do you love about yourself? What I love about myself is, well, what I love about myself is that I worked hard for the size that I am. So that's what I love about myself. I hate when it's like love. I appreciate that in myself, that I worked hard for the size that I am. Considering where I was 95 pounds heavier, and I'm where I'm at now, and I'm proud of where I'm at, so I appreciate that in myself. And I don't think there should be anything wrong in being proud of how you look because you worked for it. Number 16, do you have to match your nail polish to your toenail polish? And no. Number 17, tell us a few things about you that people would be surprised to know about you. I have one pupil bigger than the other. I was born that way. My mom told me that when she was in the hospital with me after I was born, she looked into my eyes and noticed I had one pupil bigger than the other, and she thought I had brain damage. I have friends and siblings who could probably say that I do have brain damage. All in love, right? And so she had that checked out and found that it was completely normal, and it was really not brain damage. Let me see if I can think of something else. What is something else? I don't know. I wear the same size clothes that I wore in high school. Everyone says things like, oh, after you have kids, it ruins your body and you'll never be able to go back to the size that you were pre-children days, and I'm here to say that's not always true. Yes, it's true to some people, but that's not always true. I think if you work at it as well, you'll be able to get down to where you want. Granted, there are parts of me that I am so sad that don't look better, that I know that the only way I can make them look better is probably through plastic surgery, but I am happy that I am down to my old size because I was happiest at that size. So that's something, not that I'm like trying to boast, but I'm trying to be encouraging, saying that you can get down to that size. Don't let people tell you, oh, honey, you've had all these kids, you can't get back down to that size, because that is not true. Sure, maybe your hips have expanded a little bit, maybe whatever, but you can still get down to a healthy weight and be proud of yourself for it. Dang it, gosh. Number 18, heels or flats? Well, my friends, that depends. If I am trying to look nice, then I will wear heels. And I don't mind heels. I have a couple of pretty comfy pairs of heels or heeled boots that I will wear. But the regular average day-to-day, like, I wear my Chucks, so I guess those are considered flats. If I have to go somewhere in shoes other than my Chucks, they are flats. 19, if you could do anything for one day and money wasn't an option, how would you spend your day? Dream big. I would get myself a new car. That would be honest. I would buy my house. I would decorate the whole house, or I'd get probably an interior decorator to do my whole house. Number 20, what was the last YouTube video you watched? That was Victoria Donelda, and she did this tag. 21, do you have road rage? No, I don't. Do I yell at the other drivers? Yeah, I do. We got some dumb drivers here in Texas. They like to drive like they're in a virtual reality game, or like the rules just don't apply to them. So I will talk to them in very sarcastic tones sometimes. I can't stand when people don't use their blinkers. Like, using your blinker is telling everyone what your plan is. So I can know that you're gonna turn right so I can turn left, you know, instead of me thinking you gotta go straight so I don't hit you, kind of a thing. So you know, so when you turn and you don't use your blinkers, that drives me crazy. That's like just like the tip of the iceberg of problems some Texas drivers have. I will give credit to some of the other Texas drivers who are good drivers. I will give you guys that. But we all know the majority of Texas drivers. Serious. Sometimes I sit and think, do y'all want us to see Jesus today because we are going to die while you are on the road? Number 22, what is your favorite rock and roll song? I will go through song addictions, where I will be like super addicted to a song. Like right now, my song addiction is I Really Don't Care by Demi Lovato. That is a song that should have come out when I was a teenager. Number 23, who was your first kiss? Do you still talk to them? My first kiss was when I was 17. I remember it was September of my senior year. No, I don't talk to him. Number 24, if you could have one YouTuber's closet, whose would it be? Nobody's, because I have my own style and I do my own thing, and I don't really care what people wear, so I don't really pay attention to what other YouTubers wear, and maybe it's because I don't know, I don't look at clothes on other people. I wear my own clothes that I like to wear, and they can wear their own clothes they like to wear. I don't view them as clothing. I view them as a person who just happens to wear clothes. On number 25, if you could have one YouTuber's makeup collection, whose would it be? Probably ShanShortcake. She does makeup reviews a lot, and she has all this makeup. She's got a lot of makeup and a lot of good makeup. Number 26, do you have a nickname? I cannot think of a nickname for Lady. I have not been called anything other than Lady. So the answer, I guess, would be is no. Number 27, what do you think is the best thing about your YouTube channel? You know, I don't really know yet the direction of my YouTube channel. I have an idea in my head. I have a couple of ideas in my head. I thought about like having like there's two main things I want to do. So I don't really have a set direction right now. So what do I love most about my YouTube channel is that it's kind of just all over the place, I guess. I kind of am just doing lots of different things until I can find my niche and then run with it. Number 28, how many cars have you had and what were they? My first car, my car I guess you could say, my car, I learned to drive in a 1985 Ford Club Wagon. That was interesting. But you know, I'm kind of glad I learned to drive in such a huge car. But like my first car that was like considered mine, even though it was my parents', was a 1988 Chevy Cavalier. That thing was the bomb. I love that thing. I named her Rolet because Chev on the back broke off, you know, in that plastic medallion thing. Chevrolet, Chev broke off the back. And so her name was Rolet, and I absolutely loved her. I went off to college with it. I then got married, and I took my husband's car and then gave Rolet back to my parents for my younger siblings to use. And then we had, oh god, was it a 1991 Subaru Legacy? I can't remember. And then that car died, and then we borrowed a truck for a little bit, and that's where I learned to drive a stick, kinda. And then we had a Oldsmobile, a 1996 Oldsmobile, and that got stolen and found 2 miles from our house. Now, this is within like several years. We had the car for a few years. Someone mysteriously stole it right off of our driveway while I was home at like 8:30 in the morning, with kids at home too. They just stole it. It was, according to the cop, it's an easy car to steal because it's old. 1996 Oldsmobile, and I actually really liked that car. That car was cool, to be honest. And then that got stolen. We found it. We sold it to someone who could fix it. And oh, it was stolen 2 weeks before I was to deliver my son. Perfect, perfect. And then we bought a 1996 Toyota Corolla, and that was a manual, so I had to learn again to drive a stick shift, and finally mastered how to use it then, because with the truck we borrowed, that was pathetic. It was bad. I kept dying everywhere all over town. Embarrassing. And now we have a 1997 Jeep Grand Cherokee, which I don't know how much longer that car's gonna last, to be honest. Number 29, what's your favorite pizza? Well, my favorite pizza place, you know, I'll eat pizza just about anywhere. Pizza's pretty good. Even when it's not the greatest, it's still pretty good. I'm not too picky on my pizza location, that is. I would say probably my favorite's Pizza Hut. I really like their like stuffed crust pizza, that kind of stuff. Once it's cold, it's not as good though. And I am a plain Jane pepperoni gal. I'll have cheese. I'll have just plain cheese, but I prefer pepperoni. Call me boring, that's me. Oh, and dipped in ranch, sweetheart. And the last question is, if you could only have one lipstick for the rest of your life, which lipstick would you choose? And I would probably say none, but just some chapstick, because I'm branching out and I'm wearing a little more lipstick, as y'all can tell, but I don't have like a favorite. I would probably then switch out lipstick for a lip liner, because I have this Estee Lauder lip liner that I've had since I was 17. I just haven't been using it until recently. I finally am now using the lip liner that I got when I was 17. Can you believe that? So that's it. If you want to do this tag, do it. Let me know so I can watch it. And come follow me on my blog, TheTypeWoman.blogspot.com. That is where I will post all my videos, but I'll also post little stories and little things that like I don't have the time to do a video on, or I just feel like are better left in writing. And so I do post things on there as well. I'm also on Facebook and on Instagram and on Google Plus and on Twitter and now on Snapchat. Snapchat username TheTypeWoman, obviously no spaces. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to keep following me, please subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Catch you on the flip. Bye.